Hello, good evening and welcome to Business. Cement manufacturing company Dangote has justified the price of its products on the Ghanaian market as competitive. The Association of Cement Manufacturers of Ghana has called on government to sanction the company or even ban it from operating in the country. Media Relations Manager for Dangote, Etonam Komla explains the claim is untenable.
Our price as we speak now is entirely not the lowest on the market. Indeed, our ex-factory price is 29.3. And we have been operating this 29.30 for more than 6 months now. And so it is not true that we have gone down our price. What rather is happening is that because of our innovative ways of doing business, we deliver free of charge to the end user. We also ensure that those who are able to lift minimum more bags from our factory get some incentives. So the distributor themselves are able to beat down prices. They share their profit with people. That is why our prices are almost always lower on the market. But in terms of ex-factory price, our prices are indeed one of the highest we have in Ghana. I always maintain that at any point that we are working outside the laws of the country, anybody could raise issues. But so long as we are working within the laws of the country, so long as our operations is making Ghana to understand that we have a higher quality of cement, so long as the end user is getting the benefit of price stability on the market, we are happy and we are good to go.
Now, the Minerals Commission has once again frowned against illegal small-scale mining and galamsey activities in the country. CEO of the Commission, Dr. Tony Oben, urged collective will to complement existing laws to make it more punitive for culprits to persistently engage in such illegal acts. The situation has assumed alarming proportions, with some people calling for its legalization and control. This, they believe, will help regulate their activities and generate some taxes for government. In an interview with Joy Business, Dr. Oben alleged some prominent persons in society are in one way or the other part of these nefarious activities and would only require much commitment by all stakeholders to put a stop to it.
I think we need to have a collective wrong, a definition of a collective wrong. What is wrong? And if it is wrong to me as government in power, it must be wrong to the opposition party because it's a collective, it's a national wrong. And so once the illegal miners know that, hey, all the parties are against us, they will try and formalize themselves. I'm not saying that people should not work or do small-scale mining. I always am quick to add, because I know what it is. I know that small-scale mining is good for our country if we do it properly. But to do it illegally, it makes it difficult to even control and manage.
You haven't shamed any chief. We understand some of them are behind it. Some district chief executives, some policemen. We haven't really been able to get them to do the right thing.
Yes, that's part of the collective wrong thing. You know, if you look at the people who are involved in illegal mining, if you look at if you really look at the profile, the hidden and the overt profile, you realize that all of us are involved. You might find people in a commission, the Minerals Commission, some are overtly, discreetly involved. You wouldn't know. You may see a pastor covertly involved. You may find a police officer covertly involved, or sometimes openly, because I know there are some officers who have been informed have machines, excavators, and they rent that out. So to stop that business is to hurt them.
So the whole thing is very complex.
So it's very complex, but the way out is to have the will to stop it. And this will must be collective. This will must be, the way we are, when a right thing is being done, you find others say, oh, no, this is this, that is wrong, is it? And then sometimes, and human beings are human beings. But if we define this collective right and wrong, then we will all collectively. But then, as a commission, let me tell you what we are doing. I'm sure I've said it many times, and I don't want you to say, oh, we just want you to do it, don't tell us. But it's been a long problem, so it needs some careful solution. Some laws have been passed. Some laws have been passed, some have been amended to make it punitive, more punitive for people who are involved in illegal mining.
Now, a new airline has joined Ghana's aviation industry, known as Kronos Airline. The flight, which will operate schedules from Malabo to Accra, was inaugurated at the Kotoka International Airport today. Speaking to Joy Business, the Chief Operating Officer of Kronos Airlines, George Caiaphas, said Ghana's aviation industry remains enviable in the region.
Ghana's aviation industry continues to receive many international airlines with increasing volume of traffic. The Airport Company Limited is currently embarking on a refurbishment of the airport with ongoing development Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport to accommodate the mountain air traffic and passenger handling. This, coupled with 20% reduction in aviation fuel, is making the industry very attractive. The new Kronos airline was inaugurated today at the airport. Present was the Equatorial Guinea ambassador to Ghana. The new airline Kronos will bridge the gap between Equatorial Guinea capital Malabo and Accra twice weekly. The chief operating officer of the airline, George Caiaphas, said development in Ghana's industry makes it one of the most competitive in the region.
Ghana has a head step of many other African countries, which I think bringing them closer can enable all these countries to follow the same steps. So we try to bring African countries closer and easier to be faster, and that will enable to develop business relationship, tourism, and many other things.
The new reforms are expected to cause profitability in the sector to inch up.
Now, current challenges with the economy and uncertainty surrounding the December polls have had minimal impact on investments and deposits. These are the views of investment analysts and a banker. Recent report by the Bank of Ghana shows that there has been a significant reduction in deposits and credit delivery. Executive Director of Investment House Data Bank, Reverend Daniel Ugbami Tete, tells Joy Business that this has not been the case for Data Bank.
I do not have data for the entire industry, but if I'm using what I see at Data Bank as a proxy, and as you may know, when it comes to the mutual fund area, we are the market leaders. We can say that it's a mixed situation. You'll find people seem to be gravitating more towards money market, fixed income type investment. So we are not seeing a slowdown, if you like, in that area. We rather are seeing a bit of a pickup. But when you take equity investments, you find that it's really suffering. And it may also be attributable to the fact that if you take the Ghana Stock Exchange, the market has been in negative territory, and the typical thing for many people is to check out of investing in equities when the market is going down, when actually the prudent thing to do is to do your analysis to be sure that you are picking the stocks that may be losing value, because you are, as we say in investing, you pay the price, but what you get is value. So in terms of the reaction of investors, what we hear them saying is that yes, things are tough, and so disposable income has been affected, but we are seeing people still pushing money into money market and fixed income products as opposed to going into equity. So I guess it's a situation of some people understanding that as for investment, it's important to create the kind of future you want, so we keep it going no matter how tight things are.
Now, Managing Director of Capital Bank, Reverend Fitzgerald Odonko, also maintains that the bank has not experienced any challenge with deposits.
So long as we keep banking simple, we believe that the aggregate result of it is that we will build up the relationships, we'll build up the level of the banked population, and whether we have elections or not, we will still be able to grow our business. It's still safe to keep your money with the bank. We have a strong financial services industry, and we have strong institutions, and it's still much better to keep the money in the account than to keep it under your bed.
all in business for now. Thank you very much for your attention. More news coming up. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Biafi. Good evening.